Okay, so before I share my feedback, just like every other week, do you want to share kind of how you felt the lesson went?
I thought it was an okay lesson. We had some defiant friends refusing to do their work, which was a little bit hard. But I think I was able to meet most of the elements outside of the lesson, and I thought like the adjust your lesson plan. That's kind of what I did this entire
Yeah.
video to help out one of my friends in there. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it went all right.
So I gave you overall a 3.8 for your evaluation. I thought you were super flexible. Dana Ramon clearly was pushing back, and I think you gave a nice balance of keeping the demand on him, using items that you knew were motivating for him, and then also ignoring behavior. And he was able, by the end, to get it together, even though he was still fussing, which I thought was good. So I thought you did a good job planning. It's clear that you're collaborating with Miss W. You were clearly pulling in elements from foundations in terms of reviewing suffixes, which I know they were working on this week. And you always have them tap it out and use different strategies from there. I liked how then you also were using words from the book and ideas that were related to the book in your word work, which I thought was cool. It was evident that you were incorporating reading, writing, and science all within the lesson while still meeting the child's needs and then taking into consideration feedback that you've gotten from the families in Katie's word work and writing. What else did I put? I said you were obviously using research-based practices. You're using the curriculum that the school has provided, and then you're also using and following the sequence of what they're doing in inclusion for guided reading time. So doing word work, doing the turn-in talks, doing the guided reading, reviewing what you've talked about, and then doing independent work. I thought you did a good job of also choosing a topic that was relevant to them. I know they've been going to the garden with you, and they're very interested in it. So that was very clear. And I was just, the only thing is I think sequencing, it seems like sometimes the independent work, which is often the most difficult for them, is rushed. And I know part of that is just varying schedules, but maybe modifying it so some days maybe their responses are fill in the blank and different things, which I realize won't target all of their IEP goals, but then starting the lesson maybe the next day with a little bit more of that writing or, modifying that as you go.
My original plan was just to tap out the words, but I was trying to use the whiteboards to motivate Dana Ramon, and that was something that I'm really struggling with is the word work is taking twice as long.
Yeah.
So the book that I'm going off of, the Jan Richardson book, they have like a 2-minute word work, and it is just 2 minutes is never going to happen with my kids, which is fine. But when I go back to the videos, I'm literally seeing that it's like an 8-minute period of word work, and that's something that I was really trying to work on. Especially for this week, because I did want to have a lot of discussion and have time for the writing component, and it just ended up not working out.
Right, and it's not, I think it's also partially limited because I know your schedule is very crazy, and their schedules as well are crazy, so I just think it's something to be thinking about moving forward. And how you can switch that. And I know all of them have difficulty with processing speed, so things are going to take them longer. And so figuring out how to sometimes provide a little extra time for the independent writing work and potentially cutting some of the other stuff, which is important, but like deciding, okay, today my big push and my big data point is this, because you're doing so much in this lesson. And so I think sometimes doing a little bit of pre-planning on what you want to target. But overall, I thought it was good, and I think knowing the student that was having a difficult time, I think you did a really good job of responding to it.
Okay, thank you.